what I love about filmmaking is filmmaking. I am so comfortable on set. It's like, you know, if I look at my life outside of film set, it's where it's dysfunctional. And I think a lot of my collaborators and producers and filmmakers, they feel the same way. It's like we feel so comfortable behind a camera on set. Okay, we're rolling. Okay, my safety's off.
Safety's off.
See where you start, all right? And ready. Yeah. Okay.
Evaporated that one. Sometimes, like, I feel that filmmakers become too self-aware that they're, perfect example, obviously, is what we're doing now. Very aware of what we're doing. We're very aware that we have cameras on us. Does that get in the way of actually telling a story, or do you think that
Well, I'm such a process-driven filmmaker, and I think it also is how I've crossed over from kind of the art world and the dance world, that, you know, dancers are very self-aware of the camera when you're making a film about dance. They have to be. An artist has to be very self-aware of the camera when you're, you know, capturing or documenting, let's say, a sculpture in relation to Convento. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Ooh, nice shot, brother.
That's all you.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned, like, art, and I always feel like when I'm making a film, I'd rather be a painter or someone that doesn't have to worry about, like, behind-the-scenes footage of what I'm doing, or kind of aware of an audience that wants to know everything that I'm doing. I mean, the audience is pretty much happy with whatever picture I put up on the wall, or happy or not happy. But I think filmmaking is one of the rare arts where people are just, new people that aren't even filmmakers are obsessed with process. Wow, dude. Yeah, man.
I think that's it's a very good point you brought up, because this is a very fine balance between how much do we show, how transparent do we show before the piece itself stops becoming an art piece and becomes just a bunch of gears and mechanisms.
Or how much truth can you convey with, I mean, like, again, so we're now here, we're aware of the cameras, we're talking into cameras, like, does that allow us to be more truthful, or does that veil any sort of, like, does that take away from it?
Ready? Ready?
Ooh, that was a close one. Rough? Oh yeah? All right.
For me, I'm hyper aware of the performance. I always am. And I mean, what is truth? You know, for me, it's truthful if you just kind of believe in the moment, and it's truthful if you embrace the moment. So I'm embracing the fact that you've got a bunch of filmmakers with cameras on our guns that I've never shot with before.
Yeah, all right, I give it to him. Give it to him.
I don't know what's going on, man, but I'm turned into something. There is a certain truth that already is kind of in this fog of what is the filmmaker really like at home? What is the filmmaker, what was he really like on set? And I'm a big believer of creating the myth and
mystique, if you will.
Mystique. I love mystique.
I keep telling my wife she's giving it away. She's giving mine away to everyone.
I mean, if I could be more like Terrence Malick every day on my film sets, and that means the Malickan way of not allowing documentary cameras on set, allowing the mystique of what was it like to really work with him, and it's always just these hush and whisper stories of, you know, how he's in the middle of a scene with Christopher Plummer and heard this creature, this bird perched on a limb while he was in the middle of the soliloquy, and was like, oh, let's stop this scene. I see a bird over here. I want to capture.
Man, this guy's a killer over here, dude.
I mean, ultimately, as an audience, are we judging between the frame, or are we just judging everything around it? You know, are we putting the filmmaker in this pedestal and saying, wow, whatever he delivers on the celluloid between the frame is how he's going to be judged as a filmmaker? And I don't know, for me, just being surrounded by artists and doing a lot of video installations and performances, I think it's very unfair. I think it all goes into the big picture. How you make a movie, how you got the funds to make the movie, what the life of the film is like afterwards, exploring different ways to show the film. I think this all goes into what is the film experience for me.
The process is important. I mean, a lot of this, the purpose of what we're doing today is to share process, and I think it does enrich the community that you're in, that you work with. I think it's a fine line, though. I think it's a fine line between enriching the community of whatever artist community that you're in, even business community, sharing stories and sharing these things, you know, and also just kind of seeping into how the work is then perceived. All right, hold on a second. Ready?
Ready?
Nice, dude. Wow, get my ass handed to me.
If at the end of the day, at the Q&A or at the party afterwards, you start talking more about the cameras and more about the lighting, and less to do with the characters and the actual story and the themes, the takeaway from it, you know, I think only time will tell of whether it was a good film or not. But,
sure.
But that first reaction, it should be a balance between the technicality and the content.
Oh. Well, very good, man. You kicked my ass.
I just want to say for the record that I just kicked your ass.
You did, just whoop my
and
ass.
this you know, kind of nerdy Jewish intellectual hipster comes up with this green shirt. Maybe I poked fun at you know, some of the men in black here, but I have to say, I think I just kicked your ass.
I think you did.
I think I...